I just finished talking with the curate. I don't know how to summarise it really. He actually asked me to summarise it when we finished talking. Tell me, what are the 3 things that you got out of this conversation? That I should have more patience with myself, that I should have more faith in the system, know that the assessors are on my side. Everyone is on my side. I turn them into these dragons that are in my way, and I get all knotted over finding the line between being genuine and it being a God-inspired process, and the fact that it's a bureaucracy. There are boxes to tick, even though it shouldn't be a tick box exercise. We started the conversation by talking about the fact that I haven't done the homework that the rector set me last time, and it was quite a ranty one today, bless him. I ranted quite a lot about my frustrations, because my frustration has been feeling bad for not doing things like that and not wanting to make excuses, but feeling like I have reasons why I'm not doing them. I mean, the main reason has been the fact that I have been working, but that continued on into conversation about the stuff I'm going through with Lucy, of articulating my faith and things. And it was interesting because I ranted on about feeling bad that I couldn't do this prayer life stuff and use it as the conventional tools that people understand to talk about my faith and the fundamentals of things. And it wasn't that he didn't answer that, it was just, essentially he was reassuring me, I think. He, like Lucy, does see my faith and my passion. And I suppose he also reassured me that me saying that God is a priority in my life, me saying that I want to put God into my life counts for something. I was worried that, the fact that I couldn't make myself do these prayers might be an action that someone could infer that, in fact, no, it's not a priority. If it was a priority, why wouldn't you do that? And that was where the whole, you've got to trust the system, the assessors aren't against you, comes in. I have to trust that they won't invert that, that they know their jobs and they are listening to God, and that whatever the outcome of my discernment process, it will be God's will and it will be the right thing. So I ranted about the fact that I feel God is so fundamental to my life, I don't consciously think of it. And it was interesting, he didn't sort of tell me that was wrong, but he did sort of reiterate the fact that I do need to find some way of articulating it. And that is true of the discernment process, but also of ministry. People need to be able to understand me on their own terms rather than just on mine. He was very understanding. He acknowledged that the fact that there is a very human element to the discernment process, and with nothing we can do. It's the same in life, really. We started with that sort of fundamental, and I sort of brought up, well, it's like the Trinity, innit? Like, it's reassuring that God's being is fundamentally in relationship, and somehow that what feels like a contention of unity and individuality is fundamental to true God's being. And if we're made in God's image, it is possible for us to resolve that tension without losing the individuality. He's asked me to try and further that thought, so I'm going to try and do that in the blog post below. He talked for hours, but it's hard for me to sort of remember exactly what we talked about, because it wasn't that we resolved a lot of things or we came to a lot of conclusions. A lot of it was just me sort of expressing some things, It's a great place for me to be able to express specifically vocation-based stuff. Oh, that was one of the other things, is we'll see how this goes, you'll find out on Thursday. When I go to see the rector on Thursday, I'm going to ask her if we can go for a walk. So, as much of the discernment process is a series of conversations in rooms with people, so often one-on-one, and I do need to get over that. I do need to find a way of relaxing enough to find myself more articulate than I currently am when I go see the rector. This week I just want to go out. I want to find a way of talking to her, gatekeeper number 1, which I probably shouldn't call her that. I want to find a way of talking to her and working through this, expressing my faith thing. And I think maybe, I need to get out of that room for a bit with her. If I can find that on a walk, hopefully when we go back to the room, I won't revert back to the feeling pressured thing. So if I don't feel pressured with her, and then I don't feel pressured in that room, hopefully that'll transfer into not feeling pressured into other rooms with other people. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'm going to try it. And like I said, you'll find out when I post about it on Thursday. So I'll see you then.